Ladies and gentlemen, very good Sunday afternoon. Welcome EPFA Nations Cup 2019 placement game. Places 5 to 7. Group game. Finland against Northern Ireland. Ja yleisölle jälleen tuttu pyyntö. Pyydän teitä nousemaan seisomaan kansallislaulujen soiton ajaksi. Audience, please rise for the national anthems if you are able. Thank you. First, we have a national anthem of Northern Ireland. And next national anthem of Finland. Northern Ireland lineup today, number 6, Sean McKinney, 7, Jason Browning, 8, Scott Hilland, 9, Patrick Kumiski, 10, Carl McVeigh, and 11, Jamie Rogan. Finland lineup today, kotijoukko Suomi tänään, 7-7, Onni Martikainen, 9-9, Samu Grundström, 10-10, Kalle Hänninen, 14-14, Jenna Olan, 16-16, Halti Toppinen, 22-22, Veikko Nousiainen, 53-53, Alex Lundell, ja 98-98, Joona Kari. Referees in this game, center referee Niels Christian Simonsen from Denmark, assistant referees Tony Christensen from Denmark, Pablo del Puerto from Argentina, and fourth official is Paul Pearson from England.
trying to pass it up to Dowling, and there's the pass to Dowling. Dowling going to take a shot. Audrey Keener across to Keyser. Keyser shot in the goal!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is game number 26 of this competition, number 5 on day 5 here from the 2019 EPFA Nations Cup. Once again, we're coming to you live from Paljolahti Training Center here in Nastola, Finland. It is the final round-robin match between the bottom 3 here in the competition. Finland versus Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland in prime position to punch their ticket to the 2021 World Cup. All they have to do at a minimum is draw level with Finland, and they will advance. Now, if Finland win the match, they will advance to the World Cup, but they have to win in order to move on. Northern Ireland can settle for a draw. Before we begin, a rundown of your starting lineups. In goal for Northern Ireland, number 11, Jamie Rogan. Also on the floor, number 7, Jason Browning. Number 8, Scott Hillen. And number 9, Patrick Comiskey. For Finland, in goal, number 98, Juuna-Kari. Also on the court, number 7, Onni Martikainen. In the middle, number 53, Alex Lundell. And then rounding out the lineup, back on the squad today, number 10, Kalle Henninen. And I believe for the first time for this entire competition, Finland have their full squad together, which is great to see for them. Now, if you've been following the Power Soccer Shop live streams for a while, you may remember that you saw these 3 athletes in Paris back in 2013 together, competing in their very first international competition. And here we are 5.5 years later, and they're still going strong and playing for a very much improved Finland team. Martikainen with the ball, taking on Scott Hillen. Martikainen trying to get around Scott Hillen. Nicely done by Hillen to pull the ball away from Martikainen. Now Martikainen, for a moment, had an advantage, but it went away quickly. And now Martikainen dragging Scott Hillen towards the end line. And that ball kicks out. And Alex Lundell now with it. Hillen pushing through Lundell, but he can't keep the ball in play. So Finland with the kick in. Martikainen, 2-on-1 violation on Northern Ireland. Comiskey just a little too close. Niels Christian Simonsen, your center official. Also out there, Tony Christensen and Pablo Del Puerto. And then your 4th official for this match is Paul Pearson. Kick-in coming up for Northern Ireland. Again, lots at stake here. Northern Ireland will guarantee themselves entrance to the 2021 World Cup if they simply draw level with Finland. And Finland can make it if they beat Northern Ireland. Now, Onni Martikainen is going to take the kick for Finland. Alex Lundell at the near post. Kalle Henninen at the far post. Martikainen. He kind of missed that ball, but Lundell, that ball bouncing off of the front of his guard. Goal kick coming up for Northern Ireland. Lundell, his pass cut off by Comiskey, and Jason Browning sends that ball all the way down the floor. It's going to be a goal kick for Finland. That ball bouncing off of Martikainen and out of play. Goal kick for Northern Ireland. Both teams right now really trying not to make any kind of mistake. Both understanding what's on the line. Both wanting to get that precious ticket to Sydney, Australia. Comiskey. The pass across to Browning. Browning holds onto it. Lundell takes over. And that ball all the way down the floor. Comiskey with a 180 spin kick. Kari makes a save on it. Lundell. Martikainen now going to take that ball and head the other way. A little bit of miscommunication between Martikainen and Henninen. Comiskey, Kalle Henninen over to Martikainen. That ball off of Hilland. And a kick in coming up for Finland. Martikainen across, cut off by Browning. Nice touch by Comiskey, but he's not going to be able to catch it before it rolls out of play. Another kick in coming up for Finland. Referee moving Browning back just a tiny bit as Alex Lundell was asking for 5 meters. Kalle Henninen tried to let that ball slide through, but Hilland stopped that from happening. Browning now with the ball. It looks like Browning asking for the ball to be placed right on the corner triangle. So now Browning looking for Comiskey at the far post. And that pass comes up a little high. Browning, actually Comiskey going just wide. Nicely done, Onni Martikainen. That ball is out, Northern Ireland with it. Goal kick coming up for Finland. 9th minute. Lundell sends that ball down the floor. It slides all the way through. Hillen with a shot off of Martikainen, and a kick in coming up for Northern Ireland. Comiskey, Martikainen takes the ball. Only Martikainen dragging Jason Browning. Lundell is there in support. Martikainen trying to kick the ball back out to Lundell. Kalle Henninen waiting patiently at the far post, waiting for a ball to potentially come through. Hillen takes the ball away from Martikainen. Martikainen with it now. That ball rolling. Martikainen catches it before it goes out. The kick out. Lundell into Hillen, and now Hillen has to come back, or excuse me, Lundell has to come back for a 2-on-1 violation on Northern Ireland, and an indirect free kick from just outside the goal area for Finland. Martikainen with a shot, saves Scott Hillen. Lundell trying to get that ball through there, and there it is. But Kalle Henninen in the wrong place. Martikainen with a shot. Kalle Henninen passes across to Lundell. It's cut off by Browning. And that ball is just going to roll out. But a 2-on-1 violation on Finland will give Northern Ireland an indirect free kick. And that ball deflected by Onu Martikainen, and that ball is just going to roll out for a goal kick. Hillen really needs to be careful in those tight spaces. You really don't want any deflections heading towards your own goal area. That ball off of Comiskey. Martikainen misses that one, but it goes off the back of Browning. 12th minute, still no score. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is the final round robin match between Finland, Austria, and Northern Ireland. A win here for Northern Ireland. Actually, a win for either side will punch them through to the 2021 World Cup. Finland, good passing there. Browning misses that ball. Comiskey has to come up for it. Hillen. And just to finish that last point, Northern Ireland can settle for a draw and still advance to the World Cup. Ball being dragged down the floor. Unikari is there for Finland. Alex Lundell also defending against Scott Hillen. Now Lundell is there to cover for Kari. Hillen, that ball comes out. Browning is there. Kalle Henninen touches the ball, and it's out of play. Lundell punches it down the floor. Hillen's back there. Hillen with a 180 spin kick going to Oni Martikainen. Browning gets the ball away from Martikainen. Martikainen, the pass across to Kalle Henninen. That ball shoots across and out of play. Kicking coming up for Northern Ireland. Approaching the 15th minute here in the first half. Comiskey off of Kari. Kari nicely done to read that. Browning. The shot right off of Lundell. Browning up to Hillen. That ball sneaks through Comiskey with a shot. Lundell punches it away, 2-on-1 violation. Oni Martikainen and Lundell too close together, so an indirect free kick coming up for Northern Ireland here. Lots of crowding around that Finland goal line. Hillen. That ball comes across. Comiskey gets it. Goal, Northern Ireland. Lundell was just a little late trying to intercept that pass. And Comiskey was there to finish it. 1-0 Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland first goal scored by number 9, Patrick Comiskey.
And Lundell, an errant kick to restart play. Now Oni Martikainen taking on Scott Hillen. Finland have quite a hill to climb. Again, they absolutely have to win this match if they are going to Sydney. And Northern Ireland, their entrance into the World Cup just over the horizon. Browning sends that ball down the floor and out of play. Alex Lundell is going to take the kick for Finland. Northern Ireland coaches screaming for a 2-on-1 violation, but Unikari was still in the goal area, not by much, but he was. That ball is out of play. Kick in coming up for Northern Ireland. Jason Browning just being very careful about picking out his spot. Now he sends it into Martikainen. Oni Martikainen trying to get around Jason Browning now. Ball out of play. Kick in for Finland. Lundell, Martikainen, that ball pops up in the air. Now Comiskey. Oni Martikainen races around and grabs the ball. Now dragging Patrick Comiskey down the floor. The pass out, cut off. So a direct free kick coming up for Finland. Kalle Henninen cuts that ball off, but couldn't get the angle to get it inside the post. Goal kick coming up. Kalle Henninen trying to get that ball before it goes out, but he can't quite grab onto it. Added time here in the first half, Northern Ireland from a Patrick Comiskey goal, lead 1-0. And as it stands right now, that is enough to guarantee 5th place and a spot in the 2021 EPFA World Cup set to take place in Sydney, Australia. Referee blows the halftime whistle. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the second half. You are watching Finland, Northern Ireland from the 2019 EPFA Nations Cup. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half is about to get started here. Finland trailing Northern Ireland by 1. A draw or a win for Northern Ireland secures their place in the 2021 World Cup. And for Finland, they have to win this match in order to go on to the World Cup in Sydney, Australia. For Powered Soccer Shop, I'm Tony Jackson. We are at the Pajulahti Training Center in Nastola, Finland. We're about to get underway here in just a moment. Everybody is set. Keepers are set. Referees set. Whistles blown. Scott Hillen for Northern Ireland will get things started. And Hillen is just going to hit the ball out of play and pin Finland back. Martikainen hits the ball out of play. Good strategy by Northern Ireland, forcing Finland back and then forcing them into a mistake to generate a scoring opportunity here. Browning going right into the Finland defense. Unikari with the stop. Browning slowly working. Alex Lindell, ball still in play now, ball out. Goal kick coming up for Finland. That ball off the back of Martikainen. And that ball is out of play. Finland going to take the kick. Martikainen opened up his chair and couldn't close it off enough to keep that ball in play. So now Northern Ireland going to take the kick. That ball rolling out. Goal kick coming up for Finland. Now Lundell looking, he's going to go over to Heinonen, but Browning's there first. Close call there for a 2-on-1. Kalle Heinonen, however, manages to get out of the way. Scott Hillen knocks the ball off of Martikainen, and a kick in coming up for Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland holding on to a slim 1-0 lead. But as I said earlier, this result will guarantee them a spot in the next World Cup. Kamilski with a shot off of Unikari. The shot, Browning off of Lundell. Another kick in coming up. Browning off the post, and a goal kick coming up. Scott Hillen unable to control the ball. Finland need to bring a bit of urgency. They need to score 2 goals if they want to move on to the World Cup. Martikainen, nicely done to keep that ball in play. Only Martikainen. Martikainen, the kick out. Lundell back to Martikainen, but Martikainen cannot get there. But a 2-on-1 violation on Northern Ireland. Let's see if Finland can create an opportunity here. Lundell and Hillen hits the ball. He could have simply let that one roll out. It would have been a goal kick for Northern Ireland. But as it stands, he touched the ball, and it is going to be a kick in. Actually, a 2-on-1 violation was called, so an indirect free kick coming up. Lundell, Hillen, well done to clear that ball out. And you could not have asked for a much better clearance than that.
Substitution, Finland out number 10, Kalle Häntinen, and in number 22, Veikko Nousiainen.
And it looks like Veikko Nousiainen is coming into the match for Finland. Coming out, Kalle Häntinen. Northern Ireland with a kick in. And a little contact there from Browning. Only Martikainen getting around Hillen. Nicely done. Good job, Martikainen. And a 2-on-1 violation on Northern Ireland. Finland They're getting their chances. They're just not able to capitalize. Lundell misses that ball. Martikainen tries to keep the attack going for Finland. Ball still in play. Close to a 2-on-1 violation. Advantage called. Ball out of play. Finland with the ball. That ball off of Hillen. Martikainen. That ball still in play. That ball off of Hillen. Now Martikainen trying to drive Hillen around again. He's getting the better of Hillen. But now nicely done by Scott Hillen to strip that ball away. It's still in play. And the Northern Ireland coach is screaming for a 2-on-1 violation, and they're going to get it. The referee speaking with Browning and Nusiainen about the contact going on between those two. Indirect free kick coming up for Northern Ireland. Hillen off of Unikari. Corner kick coming up Northern Ireland. 33rd minute. Northern Ireland still holding on to that 1-0 lead. Again, if Northern Ireland at least draw in this match, they're going on to Sydney. Lundell clears that ball out. That ball's going to roll out for a goal kick. Martikainen really needs to try to pass up to Lundell. He's waiting for that ball to come out. Let's see if he can get that ball out to his teammate. That ball off of Martikainen and out of play. 35th minute. Time running out for Finland. If they're going to make a comeback, they need to start doing it now. That ball rolls out for another kick in coming up for Finland. Comiskey. Martikainen. And Comiskey happy to concede a goal kick to Finland. Browning, Lundell, Martikainen, that ball goes behind him, and it's going to roll out for another kick in for Northern Ireland. We're coming up to the 37th minute. And Northern Ireland can taste victory. Hillen sends that ball up the pitch. Browning can't catch up to it. Two-on-one violation on Northern Ireland gives Finland a free kick. Finland have been able to move the ball up the pitch, but they haven't really been able to generate any real threats to the Northern Ireland defense. Close to a two-on-one violation for Northern Ireland, but Browning manages to get out of the way. Only Martikainen could really help out his offense if he could just pass the ball up to the top of the area. But now Scott Hillen has ripped the ball away. Comiskey sends the ball down the pitch. 40th minute. Goal kick Finland. That one off of Comiskey. Should be Finland ball, but Northern Ireland going to take the kick. We've reached the end of 40 minutes. We're out of time here, and now it's just really a matter of referee Niels Christian Simonsen blowing the whistle. Browning with the kick across, and that ball slides all the way through. Browning couldn't control it. You can see he was saying he was trying to turn on the ball, and that would have been goal number 2. But kicking coming up for Finland. The final whistle moments away. Comiskey with a shot off of Lundell. That ball bouncing. And there's the final whistle.
Final score of the game.
Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Their international debut results in a 5th place finish and entry to the 2021 EPFA World Cup. Northern Ireland are on their way to Sydney. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the 3rd place match, the Republic of Ireland versus Denmark. You are watching the 2019 EPFA Nations Cup. Once again, Northern Ireland winners 1-0, and they are heading to Sydney for the 2021 EPFA World Cup. We'll be back in a few minutes.